Commander Laura Bennett stood at the large window of the Galactic Council headquarters, watching the three suns of Centauri Prime set in the purple sky. Her reflection showed a tired face and messy brown hair that hadn't seen a brush in hours. The past week had been the hardest of her diplomatic career, but today would change everything. She looked down at her data pad one more time. The evidence was clear: recordings, documents, and financial records that proved several council members had been secretly working to destroy human colony ships and sabotage Earth's expansion efforts. For 50 years, humanity had tried to be good members of the galactic community. They had followed all the rules, paid their dues, and even helped defend council space. But it was never enough. The council chamber doors opened with a soft hiss. Laura turned to see Gregory Phillips, Earth's main representative, walking toward her. His usual neat appearance was gone, replaced by wrinkled clothes and dark circles under his eyes. "Are you ready?" he asked quietly. Laura nodded. "The evidence is solid. We have proof of at least 12 incidents where council ships attacked our colonies while pretending to be pirates. And the trade routes. Even worse, they'd been charging us 5 times more than other species for using the jump points. The money went straight into private accounts." Gregory's face turned hard. "Then it's time. Earth has been patient long enough." They walked into the giant council chamber together. The room was shaped like a bowl, with seats rising up in circles. Representatives from over 30 alien species filled the seats. Some had scales, others fur, and a few were just clouds of gas in special containers. At the center was a round platform where speakers could stand. The head of the council, a tall blue-skinned alien named Zextal, looked down at them with 4 eyes. "The council recognizes Earth's representatives. You called this emergency meeting. Please state your purpose." Laura stepped onto the platform. Her hands shook slightly as she connected her data pad to the room's display system. "Honorable council members, for 50 years, humanity has tried to be part of this community. We have followed every rule, paid every fee, and respected every tradition. But today, we show proof of how some council members have betrayed us." The next 20 minutes were chaos. As Laura showed video after video of council ships attacking human colonies, many representatives started shouting. Some tried to leave, but Gregory had made sure the doors were locked. The evidence was clear. Council members had been trying to keep humanity weak and dependent. When the last recording finished playing, Gregory stepped onto the platform. His voice was calm but firm. "Earth has made its decision. As of this moment, humanity withdraws from the Galactic Council. All trade agreements are canceled. All diplomatic relations are ended. We will no longer follow council law or pay council taxes." The chamber exploded with noise. Some representatives screamed threats. Others begged Earth to reconsider. A few sat in shocked silence. Zextal's voice boomed over the chaos. "You cannot do this. The Council's authority over Earth ends today," Laura interrupted. "We gave you 50 years to accept us as equals. You failed. Now you can watch as your precious council falls apart without Earth's resources and support." As Laura and Gregory walked out of the chamber, alarms started blaring throughout the building. The news was spreading fast. Humanity had cut ties with the council. And this was just the beginning of the chaos that would follow. Behind them, the sounds of argument and panic grew louder. But Laura didn't look back. She knew that sometimes the only way to earn respect was to walk away and let others realize what they had lost. Councillor Peter Wright watched the chaos unfold from his office in the east wing of the council building. 3 days had passed since Earth's dramatic exit, and things were getting worse by the hour. As humanity's last observer, his job was simple: watch and report. Nothing more. Through his window, he could see protesters from various species gathering outside. Some held signs supporting Earth, while others demanded punishment for the human betrayal. The Council's peace forces were struggling to keep the groups apart. His computer chimed with another emergency alert. The Merchants Guild was reporting massive problems. Without human ships, entire trade routes were shutting down. Earth's vessels had been carrying nearly 40% of all cargo across Council space. Now those ships were gone, leaving countless worlds without supplies. "Sir," his assistant's voice came through the speaker, "the Valaxians are requesting an immediate meeting." Peter smiled slightly. The Valaxians, a species of tall, furry aliens, had been Earth's strongest trade partners. "Tell them I'm not authorized to make any deals. Earth's position is clear." More alerts kept coming. The Rigelian banking system was showing signs of collapse. 3 smaller Council species had already announced they were reviewing their membership. Even the mighty Zentari Empire was calling for emergency meetings. A soft knock on his door made him look up. A small, green-skinned alien entered. Ambassador Kree from the Nexus Worlds. Her large eyes showed worry. "Observer right," she said quietly. "Please. My people need the medicine that Earth produces. Our children will suffer without it." Peter felt sorry for her, but his orders were clear. "Ambassador, I understand. But Earth offered fair trade deals many times. The Council always blocked them, saying we weren't trustworthy. Now you can take those concerns to the Council." His personal communicator buzzed. The message was from Earth Command. All diplomatic personnel to withdraw within 48 hours. No exceptions. As if sensing the message's meaning, Kree stepped closer. "The Council is sending a delegation to Earth tomorrow. Surely your people will listen." Peter shook his head. "The Council had 50 years to listen to us. Now it's too late." Suddenly, alarms started blaring throughout the building. Peter's emergency screen lit up with urgent news. The Traders Alliance, representing 15 star systems, had just announced they were leaving the Council to form independent trade deals with Earth. The Council was falling apart faster than anyone had expected. Without Earth's ships, technology, and resources, the carefully balanced galactic economy was crashing. Centuries of Council control were ending in just days. Peter began packing his few personal items. In less than 2 days, he would leave this office forever. Earth was done with the Council's games and lies. His computer chimed one final time. A message from the Council leader himself, begging for a meeting. Peter deleted it without reading further. As he looked out at the growing crowd of protesters, he remembered something his grandfather used to say. "Sometimes the strongest move is walking away." "Computer, begin shutdown sequence," he said calmly. As his systems powered down, he could hear shouting from the Council chamber down the hall. Another species had just announced its withdrawal. Peter Wright, the last human in the Council building, picked up his bag and walked toward the door. Behind him, the lights in his office went dark, marking the end of humanity's 50 years of trying to work with the Council. Now the galaxy would learn what it meant to lose Earth's friendship. The real chaos was just beginning. Commander Maria Martinez stood on the bridge of the Earth trade vessel Northern Star, watching her fleet of 50 cargo ships prepare for jump. The massive ships, each carrying enough supplies to feed a small planet, were about to leave Council space forever. "Commander, we've got incoming ships," her sensor officer called out. 3 Council patrol vessels approaching fast. Maria didn't even blink. "Activate defense screens. Send them our new standard message." The message was simple. "This is an Earth vessel. We are leaving Council space. Any hostile action will be met with full defensive measures." The Council ships slowed down. They had learned the hard way that human vessels were no longer easy targets. Last week, a Council warship had tried to stop a human trade fleet. That warship was now floating in pieces near the Centauri border. "They're backing off, Commander," the sensor officer reported with a smile. Maria nodded and turned her attention to the navigation screen. Without human ships using the main trade routes, pirates had become a huge problem. The Council's fancy patrol ships were useless against them. Already, 5 colony worlds had sent emergency messages begging for human ships to return. Her communication screen lit up with an incoming call. The scaly face of Kalia, an independent merchant from the Dracon systems, appeared. Unlike most aliens, Kalia had always treated humans fairly. Commander Martinez, Kalia's translator, converted her hisses into words. My ships are ready to join your convoy. This was new. Independent alien merchants were starting to follow human trade fleets for protection. Maria's fleet had started with 50 Earth ships. Now there were 30 alien vessels flying with them. Welcome aboard, Merchant Kalia, Maria replied. Stay in formation and follow our jump coordinates. Just then, her emergency channel buzzed. A distress call was coming in from a nearby system. A council colony was under attack by pirates, and the patrol ships were too far away to help. Maria checked her orders. Earth Command had been clear. They were no longer responsible for council problems. But she also remembered something her father had taught her. Sometimes being right means helping those who were wrong. Attention fleet, she announced to all ships. We're making a small detour. Prepare for combat stations. The Northern Star and 5 other armed cargo ships broke formation, their engines flaring bright against the darkness of space. Within minutes, they reached the colony. 3 pirate ships were attacking a passenger vessel filled with civilians. Launch fighters, Maria ordered. The Northern Star's bay doors opened, releasing 12 small but powerful Earth fighter ships. The pirates didn't stand a chance. Earth's fighters had been holding back during their years in the Council, hiding their true capabilities. Now they showed their real power. In less than 10 minutes, 2 pirate ships were disabled, and the third was running away. The colony's governor appeared on Maria's screen. His tentacled face showed both relief and shame. Commander, we didn't expect. After what the Council did. We'd protect innocent lives. Maria cut him off. Always have. Always will. But remember this moment. Remember who came when you called for help. As her fleet prepared to leave, Maria received another emergency message. This one was from Earth Command. More colonies were breaking away from the Council, seeking independent trade agreements with Earth. They needed trade fleet commanders to act as temporary ambassadors. Computer, record message, Maria said. Earth Command, this is Commander Martinez. Request permission to establish a new trade route through the breakaway colonies. We can protect their ships and show them there's a better way than the Council's control. She looked out at the stars, watching as more independent merchant ships joined her fleet. The Council had always said humans were too aggressive, too unpredictable to be trusted. Now the galaxy was learning the truth. Humans protected their friends and helped even their former enemies. Ready for jump, Commander, her navigation officer reported. Take us out, Maria ordered. Let's show the galaxy what a real trade fleet looks like. The Northern Star's engines powered up, leading a fleet that was growing larger by the day. Behind them, the Council's influence continued to shrink, system by system, trade route by trade route. The ripples of Earth's departure were becoming waves, and those waves were changing the galaxy forever. Ambassador William Foster sat in his office on Earth's primary space station, watching ships from 20 different alien species dock at the newly built trading hub. 2 months had passed since Earth's departure from the Council, and everything was changing faster than anyone had expected. His computer screen showed live feeds from across the galaxy. The Arcturian Empire, one of the Council's founding members, was announcing its withdrawal. They were the second major power to leave in just 1 week. Their announcement was brief. The Council no longer serves the interests of its members. Sir, his AI assistant spoke up. Intelligence Officer Susan Carter is here with her report. Susan walked in, carrying a datapad. Her usual serious expression had a hint of excitement today. Ambassador, you need to see this. The Council is falling apart even faster than we predicted. She projected a holographic map of Council space. Large sections were now colored in green, showing areas that had broken away. Red dots marked places where protests were happening. Yellow lines showed new trade routes that bypassed Council control. Look at this, Susan pointed to a cluster of systems near the galactic core. These worlds haven't received supplies in weeks. The Council's ships can't handle the routes without our help. They're ready to join our new trade alliance." William leaned forward, studying the map. "And what about the Council's military response?" "That's the best part," Susan smiled. "They can't agree on what to do. Half want to attack Earth immediately. The other half are threatening to leave if anyone attacks us. They're practically fighting each other in the council chamber." A message flashed on William's screen, another emergency call from the council. They had been sending these every few hours, begging Earth to return. He deleted it without reading. "Sir," Susan continued, "there's more. Remember those secret council archives we couldn't access before? Well, some of our former allies are sending us copies now. The council has been hiding things from everyone, not just humans." The station's alert system suddenly activated. A massive ship had just emerged from hyperspace nearby. William recognized it immediately, the flagship of the Proxima Coalition, another founding member of the council. "They're requesting permission to dock," his AI reported. "Their entire governing board is aboard." William straightened his uniform. "Direct them to the diplomatic bay. Susan, get me everything we have on the Proxima Coalition's trade needs." An hour later, William stood in the station's main conference room, facing the Proxima Coalition's leaders. They were tall, elegant beings with silvery skin and multiple arms. Ambassador Foster, their high speaker, began. "We have watched Earth's actions with great interest. Your people have shown that there is another way, a better way. We wish to join your new trade alliance." William kept his face neutral, but inside he was celebrating. The Proxima Coalition controlled hundreds of worlds. Their departure would cut the Council's power almost in half. "We welcome peaceful trade," he replied carefully. "But you understand that our alliance has rules. No discrimination, no secret deals, everything open and fair." "We understand," the High Speaker nodded. "We have seen how Earth treats its allies. You protect them, help them. The Council only takes. We choose Earth's way." As they began discussing details, Susan sent him an urgent message. 17 more systems had just announced they were leaving the Council. The Council's headquarters was in chaos, with representatives fighting in the corridors. "One more thing," William addressed the Proxima leaders. "Earth is establishing a new galactic trading hub. Would your people be interested in helping design it?" The aliens' eyes lit up at the offer to help create something new, something better than the Council's corrupt system. As the meeting continued, William watched more ships arrive at the station. Refugees from Council worlds, merchant vessels seeking protection, diplomatic ships carrying more leaders wanting to join Earth's alliance. The first cracks in the Council's power were becoming huge breaks. Earth hadn't just walked away from the Council. They had shown the galaxy a better path, and now everyone wanted to follow. The old order was crumbling, and from its ruins, something new and better was emerging. Fleet Admiral Richard Cooper watched the tactical display as 50 Council warships entered the edge of Earth-controlled space. After 3 months of losing power and influence, the Council had finally decided to show force. Too bad they didn't know what they were getting into. "Status report," he commanded from the bridge of the Earth defense ship Valiant. "Council ships are in attack formation," his tactical officer reported. "They're broadcasting their usual warnings about Earth submitting to Council authority." Richard smiled slightly. The Council still thought they were dealing with the same Earth forces that had played nice for 50 years. They had no idea what humanity had been hiding. "Send the standard warning," he ordered. "One chance to turn back." The Council fleet responded by launching fighters. Hundreds of small ships poured out of their carriers, heading straight for Earth's defensive line. "They're not listening, sir," his communication officer said. "Then it's time for a demonstration. Activate the shield network." Suddenly, thousands of small satellites around Earth's border systems lit up. Energy fields connected them, creating a massive web of defensive shields. The Council fighters slammed into the barrier and bounced off, their weapons completely useless. "Sir," his sensor officer called out, 3 Council ships are powering down weapons. They're asking to defect. This wasn't completely unexpected. Many Council ship crews had been treated poorly, watching as humans received better pay and respect from their commanders. Open a channel to all Council ships, Richard ordered. This is Fleet Admiral Cooper. Earth welcomes any crew or ship that wishes to leave Council service. We offer fair treatment and equal rights to all. The tactical display became chaos. More Council ships began powering down their weapons. Others turned their guns on the defectors. The Council fleet's neat formation fell apart. "Sir, incoming transmission from the Council flagship," the comm officer reported. The angry face of Admiral Zex appeared on screen. His scales were dark blue with rage. "What trickery is this, human? Your defenses were never this strong." "No trickery, Admiral," Richard replied calmly. "We simply never showed our full strength. The Council never trusted us, so we never trusted the Council. Would you like to see what else we've been hiding?" He nodded to his tactical officer. Across Earth's border, massive defense platforms appeared as their cloaking fields dropped. Each one was bigger than a Council battleship. More Council ships began to defect. Richard watched as the mighty Council fleet fell into complete disorder. Some ships were running away. Others were still trying to attack, and more were asking to join Earth. "Admiral," his sensor officer called out, "we're picking up transmissions from Council worlds. The news of their fleet's failure is spreading. There are riots on at least 12 planets." A new signal caught Richard's attention. A Council heavy cruiser was under attack from other Council ships. The cruiser's captain had ordered his crew to defect, but some had refused, leading to fighting aboard the ship. "Rescue teams to Launch Bay 3, Richard ordered. "Get our people over there and help anyone who wants to leave." As Earth rescue ships headed toward the damaged cruiser, Richard received an urgent message from Earth Command. The Council's attempt to show force had backfired completely. Their own worlds were now in open revolt, demanding to know why they had been lied to about Earth's power. "Sir," his communication officer spoke up again. "The Proxima Coalition is offering to send ships to help protect our borders. They say it's time to show the Council that Earth doesn't stand alone." Richard looked at his tactical display again. The Council fleet was retreating, leaving behind their defected ships and shocked pride. They had tried to intimidate Earth, and instead had shown the galaxy their own weakness. "Send word to all ships," he ordered. "Maintain defensive positions, but do not pursue. Let them go home and report what they've seen. Let everyone know that Earth cannot be bullied anymore." As the remaining Council ships fled, Richard watched the defected vessels being escorted to Earth stations. These crews had chosen freedom over the Council's control. They were just the beginning. The Council's show of force had become a show of their own failure, and the galaxy would never be the same. Lieutenant Kate Murphy had never seen anything like this. From her position on the refugee transport ship Mercy, she watched as 3 different Council fleets fought each other above the capital world of Centauri Prime. The Council was at war with itself. "Another ship full of refugees ready for jump," her assistant reported. "They're mostly Centaurian civilians, trying to escape the fighting." Kate nodded, checking her screens. In the 4 months since Earth's departure, the Council had split into 3 major factions. The traditionalists wanted to attack Earth. The reformists wanted to copy Earth's free trade system. The neutrals just wanted to survive. "Lieutenant," her sensor officer called out, "we've got incoming fire. Looks like traditionalist ships are targeting civilian transports." "Activate defense screens," Kate ordered calmly. Earth's humanitarian ships were well protected. "Send message to Earth Command. Request fighter escort for refugee evacuation." The traditionalist ships fired again, but their weapons couldn't penetrate the Mercy shields. They hadn't learned from their last defeat against Earth's technology. A new alert flashed on her screen. The Council headquarters building was under attack by its own security forces. The reformist faction had tried to vote out the old leadership, and now building security had split into fighting groups. "Ma'am," her communication officer spoke up, We're receiving a priority message from inside Council headquarters. Someone's found something in the sealed archives. Kate switched her attention to the incoming data. Her eyes widened as she read. The Council had been hiding secrets for centuries, proof that they had deliberately kept younger species from advancing too quickly. They had sabotaged not just humans, but dozens of other species. "Send this to Earth Command immediately," she ordered, "and prepare to broadcast it on all frequencies." Before she could act, massive explosions rocked the Council headquarters. Through her ship's cameras, Kate watched as parts of the ancient building began to collapse. Multiple distress calls, her crew reported. At least 300 people trapped inside, including representatives from 20 species. Kate didn't hesitate. Launch rescue teams. All medical units prepare for casualties. Alert Earth Command that we're going in. The Mercy moved closer to the burning building, its medical shuttles launching toward different entry points. Kate had clear orders. Earth would help any civilians caught in the Council's civil war, no matter which faction they supported. "Ma'am, incoming transmission from Admiral Cooper," her comm officer announced. "Earth's Rapid Response Fleet is 8 minutes out. They'll provide cover for our rescue operations." As her rescue teams entered the burning building, Kate received reports from across Council space. The leaked archives had reached other worlds. Riots were breaking out everywhere as people learned how the Council had been controlling them. "Lieutenant," her medical chief called, "we've got the first survivors coming in, including, you need to see this." Kate rushed to the medical bay. Among the rescued Council members was an ancient alien, his species unknown to her. He was clutching a data crystal. "I am the last keeper," he wheezed through his translator. "What we hid, the truth about the Council's founding, must be known." Before Kate could ask more, alerts blared through her ship. The traditionalist faction had begun bombing their own capital city, trying to destroy the evidence of their lies. "All rescue teams, double time," she ordered. "Get everyone you can find. We're running out of time." Earth ships appeared in the sky, their advanced weapons quickly pushing back the attacking Council vessels. More refugee ships were arriving, protected by Earth's defense screen technology. Kate looked at her tactical display. 3 more Council worlds had announced they were joining Earth's alliance. The reformist faction was winning on most planets. The old Council was dying, but it was determined to cause as much damage as possible on its way out. Message from Earth Command. Her comm officer reported. "They're implementing Operation Safe Haven. We're to evacuate everyone we can, regardless of species or faction." As her teams worked to save more lives, Kate realized this was humanity's real strength. Not the hidden weapons or advanced shields, but the willingness to help even those who had once been enemies. The Council was destroying itself, but Earth would help build something better from the ashes. Commander Laura Bennett stood in the same spot where 6 months ago she had revealed the Council's corruption. But now, the old Council chamber was transformed. Sunlight streamed through new windows, and representatives from over 50 species filled the seats. This wasn't the Council anymore. This was the first meeting of the new galactic cooperative. The final vote stands at 48 in favor, 0 against. Gregory Phillips announced from the central platform. The Galactic Council is officially dissolved. The Galactic Cooperative takes its place, effective immediately. Cheers erupted from all sides. Laura watched as former enemies shook hands, signed treaties, and embraced. The last remnants of the traditionalist faction had surrendered 2 weeks ago, finally accepting that the old ways were gone forever. "Commander Bennett," a voice called. Laura turned to see Kalia, the merchant who had first sided with humans during the trade crisis. The alien's scales shimmered with pride. "The trading fleet reports are ready. You won't believe the numbers." Laura smiled as she reviewed the data. Trade between worlds had tripled since the new routes opened. Without the Council's heavy taxes and restrictions, even the poorest planets were starting to prosper. "Message from Admiral Cooper's fleet," her assistant reported. The last Council military base has been converted to a refugee processing center. They're already helping people find new homes. The chamber's main screen activated, showing various scenes from across the galaxy. Earth ships and alien vessels patrol together, keeping trade routes safe. Former Council worlds were removing the old symbols of authority, replacing them with the new cooperative emblem. A spiral galaxy with stars of different colors, representing unity and diversity. Kate Murphy appeared on one of the screens, still coordinating refugee efforts. The last group of displaced people has found new homes, she reported. And something else. Remember that last keeper we rescued? His data crystal contained the original Council founding documents. They proved the Council was never meant to be a controlling force. It was supposed to be exactly what we're building now. Laura felt a hand on her shoulder. Peter Wright, the former observer who had watched the Council crumble, stood beside her. "Did you ever think it would end like this?" he asked. "Not end," Laura corrected him. "Begin. We're just starting." The chamber's doors opened as more representatives arrived. These were from species that had never been allowed to join the Council, deemed too primitive or unstable. Now they were welcomed as equals. "Commander," Gregory called from the platform. "It's time for your address." Laura walked to the center of the chamber, feeling the weight of history. 6 months ago, she had stood here to break ties with the Council. Now she would help build something new. "Fellow members of the Galactic Cooperative," she began, "when humanity left the Council, we didn't know what would follow. We only knew that the old system of control and fear had to end. Today, we start a new chapter. Not as rulers and subjects, but as equals. Not through force, but through cooperation." She gestured to the stars visible through the chamber's dome. "Look how far we've come. Trade flows freely. Knowledge is shared, not hoarded. People choose their own paths, and we all protect each other. This is what humanity always wanted, not to rule, but to help create a galaxy where everyone can reach their full potential." The chamber erupted in applause. Laura saw Federation ships landing outside, bringing more representatives to join the cooperative. Earth's example had sparked something that couldn't be stopped, the desire for freedom and fair treatment. As the celebration continued, Laura received one last report. The old Council archives had been completely sorted. Centuries of hidden technology and knowledge would now be shared with all species. The age of secrets was over. "Ready for the next session?" Gregory asked, joining her at the window. Laura watched as ships from dozens of worlds moved through the sunset sky, their crews working together to build a better future. "Yes," she said, "this is just the beginning. The galaxy is changing, and this time, we're all changing together." The new dawn had arrived, and it was brighter than anyone had imagined.